There goes a father figure the kid won't ever be able to look up to. Hard times create strong men create good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times. Weak man times.
Okay, stop worrying about what other people are doing, bro. Now it's, a kid won't have a father figure to look up to. What about the kids with no parents to look up to? What about the kids that fathers abandoned them, that mothers abandoned? Like, bro, and who's to say Chris won't still be there for their child? You act like Chris changing their gender is going to stop them from being a good parent. That's crazy to me. Lord, we got some drama. We got some drama for your mama, man. This video just dropped probably a couple hours ago. This is why Chris will soon be a nightmare for MrBeast. And MrBeast was not happy. If you can see the thumbnail, there's a MrBeast tweet that says he's sick and tired of all this, you know what I'm saying? All this transphobia nonsense. So we're going to see what the video is about and see if like there was some valid points made or anything like that. And yeah, let's get into it, man.
The Chris Tyson situation could become a complete disaster for MrBeast's brand. However, it may also provide some unique benefits. So let's begin.
Okay, see? You fucked up there. The clickbaity title is crazy.
By going over the drama before explaining exactly how this will impact the MrBeast channel. In mid-2022, fans began to notice that Chris Tyson was changing. In the early days, he represented the quintessential southern gun and truck loving dude, yet beginning in March 2022, Chris began to display increasingly feminine traits, making tweets such as "I finally got my nails done at a nail tech." Additionally, Chris would
I mean, hey, baddies do, you know what I'm saying? I still love women, but baddies do what baddies do, you know what I'm saying? Can't be mad at that. Majin, stop. Nigga said smash.
Would highlight that his facial appearance had changed significantly since the start of the pandemic, which accompanied another post reading, "Okay, so in four different customs, I had to prove I was myself because I, quote, look nothing like my passport pic, so much that I'm considering updating my passport. Do you see any resemblance?" Prompting replies such as, "You went from man to boy." Chris responded by stating, "Nah, to be honest, I just really started taking my mental health seriously and eating better," yet his Twitter photos kept insinuating that Chris was becoming.
Okay, here's my thing, right? Saying you're just taking your mental health seriously and eating better, I honestly think he should have been more truthful. I'm not going to say don't, you know what I'm saying, come out with the information at your own time. But just saying that you're eating better when you know you feel a certain type of way about things and people are noticing and you're on like a big platform, you know what I'm saying? I would have said he should have came out with this information. Chris is DL. He not DL. Well, clearly he not DL. You know, bad bitch alert. But what I will say is that he should have came forward with this information, because like watching someone change in front of you and having no explanation, especially when they're a bigger creator, is a little. It's like what the hell is going? You know what I'm saying? What's going on? We don't know if you're gay. We don't know if you're changing. Like we don't know nothing. You feel me? So So he's changing, right? What are the pronouns? Does somebody know Chris's pronouns? Because I don't think Chris changed their name yet. If you know Chris's pronouns, let me know. However, any pronouns? Okay. Okay, let me
with this same kind of look showing up in his MrBeast appearances. For example, on the 6th of January 2023, Beast Reacts uploaded a video titled "I strapped a GoPro to a fish," in which Chris dressed in a way that prompted comments such as, "Chris has been adopting more and more traits that remind me of my grandmother." Okay, so
crazy.
Some people just gonna ignore Chris's nails? Chris had to have lost a bet. The look is getting wild. The response to the video then prompted countless viral TikToks, such as this one with 700,000 likes, stating, "How did Chris go from this to this?" While others even made the claim that Carl had turned him gay. Now, this was pretty ridiculous, as Carl isn't even that feminine, and Chris had come out as bisexual years before he and Carl had even met. The true catalyst for Chris—
I didn't know that. Okay. So, this is starting to make a lot of sense. Okay, also, I want to use my to let everyone know that I'm bisexual. And when I told the few people I did when I was age 16, I got a lot of negative backlash from family and friends. Just know if the people around you don't love and support you, we always will. See, I didn't know. I did not know that. He said it on his alt. Exactly. And that's the thing. I don't even follow his main. I only follow MrBeast. I never went to the process of following the rest of them. I fuck with them, but I just never went through the process of following the rest of them on Twitter. So if I don't follow his main, I definitely don't follow his alt. But I did not know this. This is news to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I thought it was just out of the whim. You know what I'm saying? But he was technically telling the world, I'm sorry. Fuck, damn it. But Chris was technically telling the world how they were feeling already. You know what I'm saying?
Had come out as bisexual years before he and Carl had even met.
But I just need to know how this would be a nightmare, though. Well, I would say it wouldn't be a nightmare for MrBeast, but people are weird. People weren't as open about being transphobic until recently, bro. Like, literally, they weren't as open about it until recently. I don't know what the fuck is happening. 2-3 years ago, it wouldn't have been this much hate. Like, be honest. When Caitlyn Jenner went through her whole process or whatever, right? There was, you know what I'm saying? There was like, hey, you know, so brave. Now there's mad hate again, and it's just weird. It's just weird, like how it's like a, you know what I'm saying? Right. That's the thing. Like, I just don't understand. Listen, I don't understand everything. I'm not here to understand everything. I'm not here to know everything. All I know is Chris going through whatever Chris is going through does not affect me in no way. I promise you it doesn't. Have you seen the Sneeko clip talking about it? No, I haven't. But that's the thing. Chris going up through what Chris is going through, like, has no effect on me whatsoever. So I don't understand why people are so... Oh, you know what? I did see the Sneeko clip. Now that he dropped the hard R like 3-4 times. Brazy. But like, I just don't understand why people get so mad about somebody doing what they want to do. I don't care. I would hope somebody doesn't care what I'm doing because it doesn't affect them. So why, like, that's my main thing.
The true catalyst for Chris Tyson's feminization instead seemed to have come from his marriage. In January 2022, Chris would post a photo with his wife to his Instagram, yet after this, the family photo stopped altogether. Fans also noticed that he'd removed his wedding ring, with the ring's absence correlating perfectly with the very first post in which he'd painted his nails. Chris confirmed the split in a post from March 2020.
See, I didn't know this either. The hard R, yes. I think Sneeko is black and Asian. But I didn't know this either. I thought Chris was still with the wife. That's what I thought. I don't know any of this. So a lot of this is news to me. Just the only tweet I seen from Chris was that they were taking the hormone HRT. They were taking HRT. Married with a kid.
23 reading, for a little over a year now, me and Katie have been separated, with this also confirming that Chris's transformation began as soon as his marriage came to an end.
For a little over a year now, me and Katie have been separated. We are finalizing things soon, but things take time. We like to keep our personal lives private, which a lot of people don't understand because we share so much, but this is the only time I want to discuss it.
And Chris went from lighting campfires and raising a family with his beautiful wife to now trying to be a wife with his man buns and long nails.
Bro, I have not seen none of this. Is this in the God, bro? What the actual hell? I didn't know none of this.
As the criticism continued to pile, Chris announced that he'd be taking a break from social media. And while there was a possibility that Chris would make efforts to return to his former self, he'd rather do the opposite and double down on his feminine image, showing up to the Kids' Choice Awards looking like this, before making the announcement that he'd been doing HRT for approximately 2 months, which according to a quick Google search is the medical process for changing genders. Chris would expand on this by stating, "Informed consent HRT saved my and many others' lives. The hurdles GNC people have to jump through to get life-saving gender-affirming healthcare in a first world country is wild to me. Just let people make informed decisions about their own bodies, which received a positive response from both Carl and MrBeast, who wrote, "Got you, I did one more heart than Carl because I'm a better friend." While his co-workers expressed positivity, others weren't so welcoming. There goes a father figure the kid won't ever be able to look up to. Hard times create strong men create good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times. Weak man times.
Okay, here's my thing. I've seen great people grow up with two moms. I've seen great people grow up with two dads. I've seen great people grow up with one mom. I've seen great people grow up with one dad. Stop worrying about what other people are doing, bro. Y'all mad at Chris for changing genders, but there's so many kids without parents altogether. Now it's, a kid won't have a father figure to look up to. What about the kids with no parents to look up to? What about the kids that fathers abandoned them, that mothers abandoned? Like, bro, and who's to say Chris won't still be there for their child? You see what I'm saying? You act like Chris changing their gender is going to stop them from being a good fucking parent. That's crazy to me. You worry about the kids that don't have parents.
Responded to this comment by stating, "This is just more dog whistling that somehow trans and GNC folks aren't safe around kids. Tucker begs for me to come back when I leave for like 2 days to film. He is so loved and happy. Kids aren't born with hate, it's taught by people like you, and my child will only know love. I know I'm going to be a great parent, and so is every other person who puts the love of their child before everything. I made this decision because I wanted to show up as my best and happiest self for him. In a way, this was for Tucker." Chris's response received some positivity such as, "I'm convinced you're an amazing father. Tucker is lucky to have you and also lucky to have all of those who surround him."
It's just like, bro, why do you care? Why do you care? Why do you care?
In his life, as well as, "I adore that, I'm glad you made that decision. It's so much easier to be a parental figure when you're not struggling with dysphoria," yet he'd also receive an equal amount of backlash. "You ripped apart your family and took a father figure away from your son just so you could paint your nails and act zesty. Pathetic. He will get torn apart at school, won't want to have friends around his house. A life full of difference and being alone. Must have missed the point in that tweet. How's this for him when you're depriving him of a father figure?" Although Chris wasn't altered by these comments, as he'd once again reiterate his certainty in a new post reading, "It's never too late to start being yourself," which received praise from MrBeast as well as Nolan and Carl. However, these comments also added extra fuel to the fire. In a few years, look back at this thread and remember they were never your friends. Only yes men cowards. Hope you come out of this safe.
What? The nigga just called MrBeast of all people a yes man? MrBeast a yes man. Okay, buddy. Alright, now I know when people are talking out their ass, bro. There's certain people that experienced unconditional love, and there's certain people that haven't. If you have not experienced unconditional love, you turn out like this. When you've experienced unconditional love, right? Like somebody loves you no matter what. Why would you not want to put that? Because if somebody had the ability to love me no matter what I did because they love me, like why would I not want to love people the same way? You see what I'm saying? Especially if what they're doing has nothing to do with how I'm going to live my life. They're not being a bad friend to me. They're not being like, bro, just let people fucking do what they want. Oh my God. Just let people do what they want and still love them regardless. It's crazy how it triggers people so bad that somebody over there that they can't touch, can't see, can't look at, you know what I'm saying, in the physical, it has nothing to do with, hate the fact that they're doing something with their lives. That's like getting mad at somebody for getting a new job. Walking down a block. You just got a new job? Why would you do that? What about your job? What about that old job that you just left and you didn't? What the fuck does that have to do with you? Like it's literally, it's simple. It has nothing to do with you. So why is it such a problem? It affects nothing in your life. Hey, psst. I'm not one to gossip. But I heard you wasn't following me on Twitter and Instagram, and you wasn't updated when I wasn't able to post on YouTube, and you thought I was gone. So follow me on Twitter and Instagram. It's that simple. Enjoy the rest of the vid.
MrBeast responded to this with a simple opinion irrelevant ratio, to which the original commenter would state, I have 30 followers, so go ahead and ratio me. I'll still rest easy knowing that I'm not a coward who idly sits by watching my friend ruin his own life. In some ways, it was nice to see the boys standing up for Chris on Twitter. However, the situation has already begun to change the dynamic within the videos. For example, in a recent livestream titled Opening 1,000 Mystery Art Boxes, Chris would once again dress in quite a feminine way, and while everybody participated as usual, the energy and vibe didn't feel nearly as smooth as it normally does. It felt as though there was an unaddressed elephant in the room, and therefore everybody was in their head, as opposed to being in the present moment enjoying each other's company. Maybe everybody was simply too busy opening packages, but Chris did make these bizarre jokes about Jimmy being female, making him incredibly uncomfortable.
Oh my god, Jimmy, look, they drew you. Jimmy, they drew you so well. It looks just like you.
Oh, yes.
Oh my god, it's Jimmy.
How did fan art? This is what we were looking for. Be brave, be honest, be kind, MrBeast. That is my tagline.
Becoming even weirder when each member started to pay each other compliments.
Hey, nice shirt. Thanks, dude, nice shirt.
Hey, nice shirt.
Thanks, dude, nice shirt.
Thanks. Nice shirt.
Nice shoes.
For the most part, the live stream was devoid of awkward moments. However, it would act as fodder for another 100 million views worth of drama and criticism. Chris likely believes that people will slowly adapt to his new appearance over time, but is this really going to happen? Well, maybe. It's difficult to say as the situation is fairly unique, especially when considering Chris's reputation and influence. However, if Chris continues to transition, would it be unreasonable to say that he could jeopardize some of the personality traits which made him a successful member in the first place? Perhaps the opposite will happen, and he'll instead pick up new personality traits that better resonate with the current MrBeast audience. This was put forward in many comments supportive of Chris, who implied that there'll be millions of queer kids who look up to him, although this doesn't necessarily mean that it'll add any value to the videos. MrBeast has likely cultivated a massive LGBT audience, all of whom are already watching anyway, and if we've learned anything from Hollywood
Movies and shows today make characters gay for the sake of it. No character development, no good story. So much shit that it just pushes an agenda and forgets that people watch stuff for entertainment.
in recent years, it's that adding over-the-top LGBT characters for the sake of relatability rarely works as intended and is often nothing more than a distraction from the premise of the movie or video. On top of this, it can be uncomfortable and unrelatable for the silent majority, although as we have seen, a situation like Chris's does have the potential to create an otherworldly amount of discussion, which could be seen as a benefit for the MrBeast brand.
Drama is good for growth, 100%. That would be an easy way to up my
So
views
you're
if
a
I
keen
got
star
it.
The problem is this type of situation is probably the last thing that MrBeast wants to attract, as he's forced to agree with Chris's position, as he has no way of manipulating the situation without being painted as the bad.
Here's my thing. People try to read a room that they're not in. It's just it, bro. People are weird, man. Niggas is on the outside looking in. And they tried to read a room. Did MrBeast look uncomfortable to you? I wouldn't say he looked uncomfortable. The only instance where it seemed like he was trying to like gather his thoughts was during the compliments. Other than that, like it looked like a regular live stream where they're opening shit. You see what I mean? Like I don't know, bro.
Bad guy. It's a lose-lose situation for MrBeast. I think Jimmy is in an inescapable situation. If he kicks out Chris, cancelled. If he don't, his channel will die for real. An inescapable...
His channel will die? I'm sorry, but no. It's never that serious.
situation is a pretty good way of describing the drama, which is also why it deserves the harsh label of being a nightmare. Jimmy has no option but to publicly express acceptance of Chris's transition, as silence or even worse, disapproval would come with obvious severe repercussions. However, in accepting Chris's transition, Jimmy implies that this will be the new normal within the content, thus annoying a different group of people, many of whom will never express their true feelings and may rather simply click on fewer MrBeast videos. If this is the case, Jimmy has no option but to accept this fate, as removing Chris from the videos in any kind of way could create an even more severe media firestorm. The only clean solution, should things go south, might be for Chris to resign himself, and even then rumors and bad press will be unavoidable. Whether it be arrogance or ignorance, Chris seems oblivious to how this whole thing might impact Jimmy, forgetting that he achieved his current level of success by avoiding this exact type of drama.
Okay. Here's what I can say. It does bring on a lot of bad press for Jimmy. It's unfortunate, but people are assholes. People are going to go and be negative because people are negative. You see what I'm saying? There's starting to be a lot more open hate about this. I don't know why, but they're starting to have a lot more open hate about situations like this. And it's just like, why do you care? But people do. So people are going to do what people do. They're going to use what gets clicks, use what gets views, and just be negative. I love how Sunny can talk about MrBeast and buy his channel and make sure he never gets another. That's the thing. Like, I really don't think... I you know what I'm saying? I always react to SunnyV2. So, you know, whatever you drop, you know what I'm saying? I fuck with it. But I think this situation is a little bit different than a regular controversy he covers. And this right now is still open and fresh. Like, there's, you know what I'm saying? Like, hold on, let me see if I can find the tweet. Yeah. So this is the tweet. Yeah, this is getting absurd. Chris isn't my nightmare. He's my fucking friend and things are fine. All this transphobia study to piss me off. So the thumbnail was not clickbait. Jimmy Deadass said that shit. I just wish people would live their own fucking lives. Watch the entertainment you want to watch. If you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. Just going around the world being negative is a fucking shit thing to do. But, hey, that's the video, man. That's the video.